Hi, I'm Hannah. Thanks for watching. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met, I'm Hannah, and this is the Hannah G Knits podcast where I talk about knitting, designing, all that comes with it, and I highlight a few of my favorite things about knitting, and today is a special episode where I will be doing that. So recently, Hannah Lisa from Making Stories reached out and asked if she could send me a copy of this magazine, and I mentioned it in another video, and you guys are really interested in not only learning about this magazine, but also what other magazines and books I have on my knitting bookshelf and what are my thoughts about them. I feel like this is a deeper conversation that we could have a whole knit and chat. I want to hear your thoughts. Please leave me comments about like published knitting patterns, and then also crochet. I'm not going to branch into sewing because I don't sew, but I feel like there is a lot of conversation to be had, and with a lot of magazines going out of business, or not necessarily out of business, but just discontinuing their print publications, I think there's a lot we can do as knitters to support these magazines, which in turn support independent designers, yarn companies, indie dyers, all of those things. So that was a lot. I am not an expert on this topic at all. I've done a little bit of research. I've only been in the knitting community for like, I don't know, 6-ish years, and so I feel like I saw kind of the height of independent knitting magazine publication, and then now I have watched them, almost all of them that I have followed, discontinue their print publications. So I feel like I have seen that, but I'm in no way like an expert on how to do all of these things. I also can't say that I am a prolific buyer of magazines. I have some to share with you, but yeah, I don't know. I just my disclaimer, it's more of a conversation and less of like, we should do this, we should be doing that kind of thing. But I will be sharing some of the wonderful books that I have collected over the years, and then also more about this lovely one, Making Stories, issue 11. It's the spring 2024 edition, and the theme is seashore, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The first thing I'm going to talk about is, sadly, a lot of the magazines that I have here have been discontinued. So I'm going to talk about what I have on my shelf, and then where can we find these magazines as they're like going out of print. And then I will highlight this one as well, because I think after hearing and talking about like what we can do as knitters to support not only like the magazines themselves, but also the people that are benefiting from being part of this, then maybe you'll want to find more. And this doesn't always lead to purchasing. I've talked about this before on my channel. You may not be in a place to just purchase a $30 US dollar like magazine. I am also not always in that place, so I understand, and I don't think it has to always be, okay, well, I don't want them to go out of business, so I'm just gonna go buy one. I think there are lots of ways that we can support, and I'm gonna share a few. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is share some of the magazines I do have. I have a good mix of magazines and books. These that I have in front of me, if you haven't noticed, I'm in a new location. We have moved, and a lot of my books and stuff are still in boxes. So these were just in with my yarn that I definitely took out like first thing, because I was terrified of like it sitting in the garage for a long time. So I only have a few. These aren't all of my books or all of my magazines. It just looks like some that I packed up. So I think I might have to do a part 2, and that will be fun because we can talk about it more. So I'll talk about some of these that I have. I have a good amount of pom-poms. Some of these are mine. I think some are my sister's, to be honest, because we kind of just like share them back and forth. But I have 4 with me right now. I don't know how many I actually have. But yeah, Pompom is no longer in print, and it makes me sad because they're just so beautiful, and I love how it includes like stories and Okay, can I be honest? I love the ads in knitting magazines because they give me new ideas for yarns and patterns, designers, shops to go to. I've never loved ads before, but like, I don't know, they're just so beautiful as well. And yeah, like look, there's just like yarn shop. I don't want to include that, but yarn shops and new yarns to try, things like that. Yeah, I'm just like super gorgeous. Ooh. Okay, now I'm getting distracted. Super gorgeous patterns, and they have like the designers on the back. So I don't know that I've actually made patterns from a lot of these. I just think they're beautiful. They make great gifts, so a lot of times they'll go on clearance or they'll have a clean out sale either at your local yarn shop, online, and then they make a wonderful gift because these are great like coffee table books. Ooh, I actually have made something from this one, but I don't remember what I made. Oh yeah, these are from my local yarn shop. I really liked Pompom. Another one I really liked, I think my sister may have the other ones that we have, yeah, is making, this is a really old one. This is the second copy that they ever had. So they had in their original ones, they had a lot of sewing, knitting, they're spinning, lots of just beautiful pictures. Oh my gosh, yes. These are so cute. These little Susan B. Anderson guys. This is where I really learned about a lot of knitting designers that I wanted to follow in the future, and yarns to try. Oh yeah, I've made this little hat. This little dough cap is very cute right there. So yeah, it's bittersweet, I guess, looking at these because they do have such beautiful designs. And I remember my own personal, like, I mean, I don't know what year this is from, if it was their second edition. Let's see. Oh, it has wax and wool. Yeah, there's just a lot of like really cool things that, I don't know. There's some really cool things that I just learned a lot about. Let's see, I have some Matter magazines, and these are older as well. I just, the pictures are so beautiful. I feel like I could look at them and they could just be out and about. I should honestly put these out on a shelf like in this room versus in like my knitting closet because they're just hiding in my knitting closet. Okay, I have some Taproots. I don't know. I know you guys had talked about like wanting to see what is on my shelf, and if you have any questions about them, please let me know. But I don't really know what, I mean, like they're just gorgeous, and I like Taproot how they have a lot of like sort of family activities, like things I could do with my son. They have knitting patterns. They have like some kid designs and stuff like to make for kids. So I like that. I do believe Taproot is still in print. You never know, but yes, and they have a subscription as well, it looks like. It says thanks for supporting independent publishing. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, these make a great gift as well. I just feel like they're so fun to look at, even if you don't make something from them. Now this one has coloring sheets in it. These are kind of older, so I'd be interested to see what the Taproot looks like now, because I haven't purchased one in a while. I have a Knitwit. This is also like lots of different crafts. I have a few that are different crafts as well. This one, which I looked on their Instagram, and I don't think they're printing any longer because the owner has not been active in like a year and a half or 2 years. But this got me into other types, like they have rug hooking, other types of crafts. And I just also, this is like so gorgeous to me. These are just so beautiful, like aspirational. A lot of knitting magazines are aspirational, I feel. They're kind of giving the lifestyle versus like actually putting your everyday life kind of wear, but that's okay. We all need a little aspiration in our life. But they have embroidery. I actually don't know where you can find these anymore, this specific magazine. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I would love to do some of these. I do have a punch needle. I do have the Oxford punch needle, so I could make it. But could I actually make it? That is the question. Yeah, like weaving. Ooh, they were weaving beads. So these are really beautiful, and I honestly feel like most of these were given to me as gifts because I just do love things like this. Again, even if I'm not making it, like they're just so, they're spinning. Again, spinning is not really something I'm into, but I just want to see the beautiful pictures of people doing it, you know? And yeah, lots of like gorgeous ads as well for knitting specific things, which I think is important in these knitting magazines. So I kind of love that. Okay, so that one was really special, but again, not in print that I could find. And then this is another like really sad one to me. Laine magazine, I think they just published their last issue, which is spring 2024. So that's sad. I believe that this magazine was the first knitting magazine that I ever got. My mom got it for me. It was spring winter 2018. And yeah, it's like very sentimental to me. I looked at this magazine for so long, and there's like features on Yarn Shop, so I save all of those, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go there one day. There's bookmarks in here. That's cute. It says maker's gonna make. I don't know. I've always wanted to make this stalactite one. It's so beautiful, but then other projects just jump in the queue. And these magazines had come so far as well, like in terms of, like, I have like notes written down because I made the socks that were in here, these fragment socks. In terms of including designers and just becoming more inclusive and more sustainable. And I don't know, it's just hard to watch them now be out of print. But yeah, this is the most recent one I had was 2021. So honestly, that's 3 years ago. That was not that recent. Time flies, I guess. But yeah, you can just see the beauty and the thought and care that goes into these pages. And I don't know, they're just, like, that's just so beautiful. Like that, these are like works of art. Linto's in this one. Okay, maybe this is why I got this one. It has Linto in it. And this is a classic. I've made 2 Lintos and I love them. And if you're unfamiliar with how these magazines work, they'll have like pictures, kind of a lookbook at the beginning with articles and things like that. And then at the end, they have like a lot of the charts. They have all of the instructions, and then they often have a few more ads at the back. So just beautiful. Okay, I do have a few like books. So it seems like books, like standalone books, are not going out. I've talked at length about Mouche and Friends. Love it, highly recommend. It is gorgeous. The animals are incredible. It's just lovely. Yeah, it's by Laine Publishing. So I don't think that they're done publishing. I think they're just done with their print magazine. And then I also have Moon and Turtle, which is by Pompom Press. Again, I think that Pompom Press might still be publishing because they have like their ready set, raglan ready set socks, things like that, but I don't know for sure. But I love Moon and Turtle. I have made a few patterns from this book. Yeah, highly recommend this one as well. So yeah, I know Laine Publishing still is doing their like 52 weeks of like easy or socks or shawls, things like that. Anyway, it was kind of bittersweet talking about all of them, but let's chat about now before these fall off. I'm gonna set them down. Okay, let's chat about now where to find these magazines. So you can find them on their publishers' websites. Obviously not the ones that are discontinued or no longer publishing, but another place that I have found the magazines is local yarn shops. So I don't know about you. I've heard I'm very lucky in this regard, but I have some incredible local yarn shops in my area, and many of them also do online orders. So you could buy them from my local yarn shop if you don't have one. One is Freeman's Creative. Amelia stays on top of what is like hot in the knitting, crochet, making world. She has all kinds of craft magazines and books at her shop. You can go online and browse them. She also has back copies, so if there's like a copy of like an old Pompom or Laine magazine that you really would like, she has those. So you might be able to find them at her store. And then she also carries just like all kinds of magazines and books. So maybe I'll put like a little scroll through of the website. But yes, highly recommend. You can, if you're local, you can do pickup. And then if not, you can do shipping. But yeah, local yarn shops. So supporting local yarn shops feels more important than ever. Local yarn shop day is the 27th. So good time to show up and buy a independently published magazine or book. And then, so yeah, so local yarn shops. And then another one is a library. So I have checked out, not purchased, a lot of books from the library. They're more of the standalone books and less of the magazines. But that is a great option because it's free. And you can also still support them. So you can, not only are you checking out from your library and saying, I'm interested in this kind of book, but also you can also share it like on your Instagram. You're like, check this out from the library and here's the author and the book information. You should get it too. Or, you know, show a friend what you checked out. There are lots of ways that you can, you know, support them. Okay, so I did local yarn shops, libraries, and then online. So this is where I'm going to pivot into Hannah-Lisa's magazine because it is gorgeous. And one way you can support is to do a subscription. So I know before they went out of print, a lot of these magazines had subscriptions, and Vogue Knitting and Interweave also have those. And I believe that Interweave has just discontinued their print publications, which is also sad because that's a huge, I don't personally have their books, but I know it's a huge like industry standard, like knitting, whatever. It's a big deal. So sad for that. But Making Stories magazine has a subscriber option. So it says, are you a subscriber yet? We hope you enjoyed your copy of Making Stories magazine. You can subscribe here. So there's a few perks to being a subscriber. I looked them up this morning. You get your copy early, which is very cool because you can have it a few weeks early, get your yarn ready before it goes out into the world and hits the shelves. They have stockists, so you could also purchase it there. But being a subscriber helps them because they know you're going to buy it. They already know someone is buying this magazine, besides their stockists. And then, so you get it early. You get a discount, obviously. There's going to be a discount. You can do just digital or you can do digital and print. And one thing that I have found is that this makes, again, a really good gift because people often want to buy a knitter a gift and then they don't know what to get. It's hard to know what to get. And this is easy to say, hey, I would love a subscription for Christmas this year. And you can get it. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'll put the links in my description box. I also do have an affiliate code. So if you sign up with my link, I will get a small amount. I want to be transparent about that. So if you sign up with my link or purchase something from her website with my link, then I will get a small commission. That's what it's called. One of the cool things about Making Stories is not only is there a magazine, there's also a shop for yarn. So all of the yarns included in here, which are all non-superwash and plastic free, you can buy in the shop. So if you're like, okay, I want to buy this pattern and I want to buy the yarn, you can buy it all in one place, which is really nice. And with the copy, I'm not going to show this page because it'll be obvious, but with the purchase of the magazine, you also get a digital copy and you can download all the Ravelry patterns into your library, which is very cool. So I might be like partial to this because I love print things and I always have, but I just want this to stick around. I think what Hannah-Lisa and her team are doing is so beautiful. So I'll just read some of the like notes, I guess. But this one is specifically Seashore and it includes a lot of patterns. A note from Hannah-Lisa, who's the editor-in-chief. And she kind of gives you an idea of what to expect from this. And this gorgeous, scenic, soothing, seashore knits. Just kind of at the beginning, like I said before, it's a lookbook of the patterns. I'll show you which ones I really want to make. Well, this one, I think Hannah-Lisa just made it. Is it focusing? There we go. And it includes the yarn, which I don't know that yarn. Oh, and this one, Making Waves. This is Diru Natura Gilead, or Gilead. Ooh, Gilead sounds better. And it's a textured, oh, here, you can see better, circular yoke pattern. Oh, it's gorgeous. I think it would be the perfect knit for the beach. Like, you know, sometimes it's windy at the beach, and then sometimes it's, oh, ads, love the ads. Gotta love some good, oh, Woolen Palette. Okay, Woolen Palette is wonderful. If you don't know Emily, you should give her a follow on Instagram. She does all dyeing with like things from her garden, which is so cool. And they're so beautiful. And she's also just a lovely person. Okay, yeah, so they're just all so beautiful. They include the schematics. I really feel like she is doing, and her team, they're doing like the most to make this accessible and available, but also sustainable. So many good words in here, and then all the patterns are at the back. Yeah, it's so gorgeous. So their little tagline at the back says, "We share scenes that tell not just one story, knitwear that works on more than one body type, pieces that are being worn as we'd want to wear them in everyday life." With Making Stories magazine, we strive to create wearable collections of knitwear that you'll love and wear for years and years to come. The yarns we feature are all produced with utmost care for our planet and its inhabitants, be they human or non-human. We hope to inspire you to make conscious and informed decisions about what you make, with which materials, and with a lot of joy in your heart. I think that is so, so, so beautiful. So that's my review of Making Stories magazine, spring 2024, issue 11, Seashore. Basically, you should buy it or request your library to carry it. I think it's just so beautiful. The textures are really what caught my eye, but there's also stockinette and lace and a little bit of color work, stripes. It's beautiful. Again, this is not like paid advertisement. If you do purchase through my affiliate link, again, I'll get a small commission, but highly recommend this pattern book. But yeah, if you have thoughts about the past of print publications for knitting or the future, I would really love to hear them. Again, like I said, I'm not an expert, and I'm just curious what your thoughts are, and what, I don't know, if you have a favorite one that you like to support, if you have a local yarn shop that has like an incredible selection of magazines like mine does, how we can support them. I kind of feel like it's a pivotal time to be able to support these magazines, designers, dyers, and all of that. And while we may not have, I'm speaking for myself, while I may not have the like financial means to go buy every magazine out there, every indie dyer, all of those things, we can still talk about them. And maybe someone can buy one, and I can buy one, and you can buy one, and we can together continue supporting these. I'm done. Anyway, please let me know your thoughts on knitting publications. And I think I'll do a part 2 as well, because I know I have a ton more somewhere. And my sister has a bunch, and they might be mine and they might be hers, I don't know. But anyway, I hope you have a lovely weekend. Happy knitting, happy reading if you have any of these magazines, and I'll see you next week.